Oh shit. I'm already 12 seconds down. Okay. With that, I was changing it in games, met at a game setting, so I don't have a random crash because my processor likes to randomly crash at times. And yeah. So 12 seconds, it's whatever, you know. Um, this is gonna be uploaded after um waste disposal is uploaded. So um, this is recorded 10-20 minutes after I had finished messing up waste disposal. So hi, how are you? Which in that video I talked about how I wanted to do a theme to talk about, because I kind of want to talk more during speedruns because it's really uninteresting not to talk, you know? So I kind of wanted, um, and I always said that, well, I partially said that there's going to be a theme within the video, and the music will at least have something to do with that theme, and, I think, well, the theme that I want to talk about is, what happened to Little Peep, where, if you don't know who Little Peep is, or what his life was and is, um, about, he, in definition, was a person filled with joy who, um, had gotten sucked up into drugs and alcohol at a really young age, which I think he died at 21, but he was doing drugs since he was a kid. And he had bought pills, I think it was like Xanax or something, and they were laced, and he bought them from this girl, and the girl knew they were laced and sold them to Little Peep because she wanted the money. And so he ended up dying of overdose because the pills were literally laced. And usually when people say laced, it means with something that can kill you within a small amount of time. And he ended up um, dying because of the laced pills. And of course they listed it as a accidental suicide instead of a murder, because the girl wasn't held responsible for her action. But um he ended up passing, I think, last December or last November, so it's been a year or two since he's been sadly dead. And I just wanted to talk about basically like not alcohol, but like drugs and the effects of them. Which my instant proclamation is they're not good for you and you shouldn't be doing it. But if you are doing it, please be safe about it. Don't do like cocaine, don't do heroin, don't do stuff. If you want to actually get high, do weed, do stuff that has less of a harsh effect on you, because do weed. Like that's just the best way to say it. It's just do weed. Do something that has less of a heavy effect on you, because I don't like especially if you're watching my videos, I don't want to like know that one of my followers ended up dying because they were on a heroin addict, or ended up dying because of an overdose or stuff like that, because that's really depressing to hear that someone that I may not have directly communicated with, but had some role in their life, and they ended up dying is quite unpleasant. But do it safe. Like, do drugs and alcohol and do everything safe for yourself. Don't do them if you don't know. Like, what are the effects of this? Like, there isn't really a negative effect of weed other than um, not being completely productive in everyday value, I guess. Like, you're not going to be working a um, highly paid job because you're doing that unless you know you're a SoundCloud rapper or whatever, you know. But it is safer to be safe than not to be safe. Don't do like I always hear those things like um Demi Lovato doing heroin. It's like you don't like for stuff like that. I find it funny, especially for a famous actress, I'm sorry, actress who has a lot going for her doing drugs, and she's done them for a very long time. Like, whenever people say that it's a recent problem, no, she's done them since she was on Sunny Within a Chance. And if people don't remember that, that's just proving how old it is. Because she actually had her show canceled, which aka was Sunny with a Chance, because she had flipped out and like, on set flipped out and got kicked off of set, and the Disney Channel didn't want her anymore because of her heroin addiction. Which, and if you think that's bad on Disney, just saying, on their contract it literally says that they're allowed to fire you for media publications. And if you don't believe that, look it up. They really have the ability to fire you if you do something wrong. Like, they technically were in the right for firing her because she got the help she needed, and then she had a really good career afterwards. What is wrong with... Oh. No, sorry. Um, she gotten better, and I hope, even though I don't care about her in any way, I hope that she got the help she needed to get better, because it's really bad to hear about people having those types of issues where they can't, like, she was trying to get off of it, and she like flipped out and like needed it. Which addiction is genetic in a way. Like, my genetics, like with me, um I've like tried cigarettes before, and I've never had a problem with it. Like, I've never had a problem with wanting to do it. And I know, like, my mom and my dad, they both had the problem with being addicted to it. But for me, I wasn't, and that might confuse you, being like, well, you're their son, why aren't you addicted? And they both might just have had the genes where that they were addicted to it, and I was lucky and I didn't get it.
When I was a little girl growing up, I was really irritated
I want to
that there
skip
were
this
no
ad. I hate this ad.
astronauts and there were no people of color. I thought, what about if
Yeah,
aliens
I have
run into
problems with
this crew?
these
They're
types of
gonna think
ads
that
where it's
those are
just
the only
someone
people on
talking about
Earth. I
why
thought it
they
was
want you to be
unreasonable
successful or
not to have
some bullshit.
everyone represented.
It's like, we all want to be successful because we want to be successful. Like, no one wants to just live
It's critical that
being
Microsoft,
useless.
NASA, that they're involved in promoting inclusion and diversity. Why? Because who decides
Give me
which
a minute. I'm
solutions
gonna
are going to be tested
pause to
amazingly
fucking unmute it.
and
It
how it
skipped the
affects our
ad.
world. Today, we're able to get
And
images and ideas
I don't
from
have
around the
YouTube
world
Red
much more
for the
rapidly.
set reason
Mixed reality,
because
building
YouTube
models,
Red
being able
stops
to share a
ads,
3D
and
image
I'm
of
not
that
sure if
model to
it
people
gives
other
like
places.
any money to
It helps
those like
prevent
YouTubers who
extinction.
ads I am not watching. So I
We
keep
all
I
have
literally keep the
wonderful
ads so
imaginations.
I can help the
So
YouTubers I
we
watch.
need to use every perspective we have. And it's
Cause it's
incumbent
very
upon organizations with
I would be
wherewithal
upset if like
to
I
make
had
sure that they
like
actively
let's
include
say
youth.
I had my videos monetized, which
One of the important
that'd be a
things is
fucking shot in the
understanding
dark
which
if I ever
youth
monetized the
brings to
video.
the table and what
Um,
should happen. Thinking about that young girl in
and
Chicago who just
they
knew she was going to go into space, I would tell her you have the right idea. Just because there's no one else doing something doesn't mean you can't be the absolute first one.
okay,
As
I'm
they
doing it.
have contributed.
There we go. But I don't even remember what I was saying. Like I would be disgusted with myself if like I had like an increased view or count of like 100% and then monetization was dropped by like 20%, even though I just had an increase. But that's not what this video is about. The video is about overdosing. I'm sorry, I kind of got sidetracked. Um, if you are to do drugs and you're catching yourself getting addicted, um, I know police technically cannot arrest you for being addicted, which I think that's a huge misconception. They don't arrest you because you're addicted. They usually arrest you with possession of having it. They don't arrest you because you are addicted to it, you know? So, um, if you are doing it, and you're scared that if you go and seek help, you're gonna get arrested, um, police will not arrest you for having possession of. Like, if you don't come up to the police station and be like, yo, I am addicted, and mostly I'm addicted to this drug, which you wouldn't go to a police station, you would go to, um, a different place for this situation. You would go to, a rehabilitation center and ask for help. They won't report you to the police for seeking help. You don't even need to tell them what you're addicted to, technically. Of course, rehabilitation does, you do have to pay for it in some states. Some do not make you pay for it at all. But I know for a fact in my state, you do. And, sorry. But they won't, send you to jail for needing help. So, if that's something you're scared of, like, if you're trying to seek help and you're scared of going to jail for it, as long as you're not possessing it when you go, because they will check your bags, they will check everything before you go in, they won't report you. You only get reported for possession of having the said drugs. Police officers don't arrest you for being addicted. Which I think that's a huge misconception that we're having a huge problem with, is people thinking it's illegal to be addicted. It's illegal to be in possession of the said drug you're addicted to when you go to rehabilitation. I'm gonna try it one more time. If I can't do it, then I think I would, like, if I ever went to like SGDQ or GDQ or whatever, I'm going to run this map just so I can do that jump save because it's super fun. This is the crates, these things. I'm gonna fix that right before it starts crashing my game. Whoops. But no. So, seek help. It's not with a drug that you're addicted to, please. Especially weed. If you go and seek help and you have weed on you, they're sending you to jail. They're not even gonna be like, okay, you're at a rehabilitation center, whatever. They'll call somebody, you'll come get picked up, and you go to jail. That's just how it works. God, that was just violent. What just happened to me? I don't know what I was gonna say right there. Ooh, sorry. I'm trying to think what I was about to say. Rehabilitate. My brain doesn't work, okay? Rehabilitation isn't, a bad thing to go and seek. Like, it really isn't. There's a lot of misconceptions with it, because a lot of people think you go and they lock you in a room and you have to wear white and you have to, like, abide by rules, which you do have to abide by rules. But usually, it depends on the state, don't get me wrong. Like, some states are better than others. And some programs are better than others. So, I'm just gonna go off of what I know. There's two different ones. There's ones where they take you out of state to where you don't know anybody, so you can't get them, and then they put you into a house by yourself, and they have people who come bring you, like, whatever foods you like and stuff like that. And they come check on you on a daily basis, and they just make sure you're not doing drugs every day, you know? So they'll sit there and send you to somewhere else, and of course it's by your expense more than theirs, but some places will cover it better. Like, they'll say, okay, if you pay half now, and then we'll give you a loan so you can pay the rest off by like $10 a month for like 20 months or something like that. They'll let you do that. Some places are more relaxed like that, and some are like, no, we won't send you anywhere unless you pay us upfront in full. It just depends on how that company works. Because a lot of another misconception that I know about is a lot of people think the rehabilitation centers are ran by government funding, and there are many that are, but there also is many that are not ran by government funding, like um indulged rehabilitation centers do exist. They're not hard to find. All you have to do is just do a Google search, see which ones aren't and which aren't. But they'll usually send you. Of course, at this time you're not working and not trading money, but if you're addicted to like heroin and stuff, most likely you're not working at all anyway. To be honest, I'm just gonna speak for weed more than anything, which it's a lot of people don't think you can get addicted to weed, but you can. Like you can get addicted to anything. Addictions aren't just something that happens for something that is addicting. Like cigarettes are addicting because they have nicotine in it, which nicotine is addicting. That doesn't mean like soda, you can get addicted to soda because of caffeine, because caffeine has an addictive to it. But that doesn't mean everybody can get addicted to caffeine. So, you can get addicted to weed, but usually people say that you can't, and they'll argue saying that they can stop anytime, but they usually never do. But, this kind of also goes along with the suicide thing. A lot of people who start drugs, there are a lot of people who do drugs because they are depressed, or they are unhappy with themselves, so they need a lift me up. That's why people call them lift me ups, because they need a lift me up. So that is a form of an outlet people use to not be depressed or unhappy. Which that's a really bad form of way to get around it. Like don't like, I'm not trying to tell you how to live your life. I'm just recommending, plus saying, don't start doing drugs because you're going to hurt yourself in the end. Like, you know how a lot of people say you need a hobby? You can actually get addicted to hobbies. Like, that's why video games, people who play at a young age, they play until they die. Until they're old and keep playing. Right? Like, by the time we're all old and decrepit, video games will still be continuing. I don't think video games will ever stop being played. Now, will they be different? Yes. But it goes based on the market, and they adapt. So maybe we don't like video games, but right now the video game companies are going for our generation of people. They're going for us at the moment, except for Fortnite. Fortnite's really just going for fucking little kids at this point. They, like, whenever Fortnite started, it was going for everybody, but now it's like really little kid shit, to be honest with you. I like that. Letter for you. I didn't like that. But little peep, with his situation, I would say, um, for actors and actresses, and Demi Lovato is a good example. If you're doing um stuff like that, and I know that none of them are ever gonna listen to this, but for stuff like that, like if you're famous and doing drugs, just picture, it's kind of like the suicide thing as well. Imagine what you're doing to yourself is doing to the people who love you. Like, a really good example is like, my friends want me to stop drinking Monsters because, if you didn't know, I'm allergic to Monsters and the energy drink, not like actual like physical Monsters. But I'm allergic to the energy drinks, but it doesn't like cause me to have allergic reactions. It just causes me to be extremely sick, and I drink them quite frequently compared to what a lot of people would like me to be. Like, a lot of my friends are like, don't do it, like, don't drink them. And so technically I'm addicted. Ah, fuck. Technically I'm addicted to them because, like, I stopped for a little bit, but then I did again. Like, I started drinking them again. So, which I'm just making a light out of it. It's like, I understand. Which I haven't had any for a little bit now, so I'm proud of myself. But, like, that is an addiction, and of course I'm allergic to it, so I shouldn't be doing it. So I wouldn't really seek medical help for that type of addiction. Probably for that, you can get over it by yourself. All in honesty, that one, like addiction like that, where you're addicted to like caffeine. God. I don't even know how I got that like that. And I got it to go away from the map. That's it right there, but I think that's part of the table. But no, seek medical help for an addiction. Like, I'm not saying marijuana is like, that is a type of addiction that you can get over maybe by yourself. But the people that I know who've tried it had the ability to stop doing it easily. But it might just be they only did it once or twice and didn't get heavily addicted, and so they thought about doing it once and they're like, nah, I don't need it, and they never did it. At black coats, goth boy clerk in the cast. High school, I'm back. Person. But like, probably if you're in a little peep situation where you're buying pills from people you don't know, or you're doing drugs that you haven't tested, there are, like, of course, if you're buying drugs, you have money to do it. So there are these little test kits you can get, and the company doesn't ask why you're getting them. Like, that's not their personal responsibility. They just sell the test kits, and they let you do what you do with the test kits, right? So you can get a test kit, and you can test how to um, test for whatever kind of drugs that are. It's usually like ones that are completely dangerous that can kill you if they ever got into your system. So, but things like um, that you can't really test for without being in a laboratory, like things that you won't think about that can kill you, they have a tester in it for it. And you grab a small amount, like you don't even need, like you need a pinch and it'll test it. And all you do is just test it, and if it goes off, you can look at the thing and see what drugs are tested for it. And if you're testing like weed, of course weed will go off. But let's say weed is green for the tester. Ah, my computer lagged. I hit it. But let's say you're testing for, like, you're testing weed to see if your weed's okay. Which, I'm only using weed as an example. I know you're not gonna sit there and fucking test weed. Like, you can just look at the shit. But, like, if you're testing for, Xanax, because people lace Xanax pills. Like, they'll make the drug, Xanax, blend it, and then put stuff in it to lace it, and then make it back into pill shapes. Right? So, you can test a pill to see what's in that pill to see if it's just purely Xanax. Because little Peep, he didn't buy a bottle with someone's name on it that someone is cheating the medical, like their medical problems to just sell drugs. Because a lot of people actually do that, where they say that they're injured and they get like Xanax and stuff, and they're not actually injured at all, and they sell it. Which I highly say good luck on that, because that's highly illegal, and the moment you get caught, you'll never give you Xanax again, and you're going to jail. But you got them in like a baggy form, like in a bag, and they said that it was Xanax, and because the little Peep wasn't aware that people lace drugs, he had the unfortunate to have it laced with, I don't know what the drug is called, and it ended up killing him. So please be safe, especially with, like, if you're buying pills to get high and do stuff like that, please be safe with your, I'm not gonna say your body, because obviously you're not being safe with it, but please be safe so you don't end up dying like little Peep did, because that was really, like, he didn't deserve to go out like that. Like, yes, he's done questionable things at life, but that doesn't mean the kid deserved to get killed or to overdose. And then anything else like that. We've all Peep in a brand new. He was really good at it. Like, I don't know why. I like SoundCloud rappers, which a lot of my friends make fun of me for. But I really like Little Peep. Of course, I'm not really like what people call a true fan, because I didn't listen to him until after he died. But I'm glad that I had the ability to listen. I have the ability to listen to him. I before Tatashion got murdered, I was able to listen to him. No, wait, I think it was the other way around. Yeah, I listened to Peep. No, I didn't. I have to remember. It's kind of hard to remember. No, no. I listened to Peep, and then he died, and then um one of my friends told me about Tashion whenever Tatashion died, and I was like, oh, well, who's Tatashion? And he was like, oh, he's a rapper, and I looked up his like songs and I really liked them. So probably the next um video, like next speedrun that I do, or like base video or whatever, would be probably about Tatashion. And like not really like how to avoid being murdered, because you can't really avoid being murdered, but like how to, like my take on it, and like how I feel about what happened, I guess would be something like that. And probably talk about gun control slightly, but probably my take on gun control is different from a lot of people. Especially like a lot of people around my age, it's really different. But Pete probably will be like remembered heavily, and especially with the fact that he's an inspiration to a huge amount of people now. Like a lot of people, like I don't know how or why, but we just got inspired by like him, because he had a lot behind him. Like his mother, I believe, is a lawyer, and his father is like a banker or something, and his parents divorced. I'm just going off of memory, so don't um be too harsh if I'm wrong in some or a lot of areas. I'm just trying to remember. And he he started his career by literally telling his mom, I don't want to do anything other than rap or do music. And she said that he had a lot to do with his life other than that. And so he's like, well, I'm running away then. And then he ran away, and then started his career, and it exploded. Like, it's like he exploded and started making a lot of money. And so he came back to his mom. He's like, Mom, like, look what I did. Are you proud of me? And she's like, yes, son. I'm like, she wasn't that she was supporting him. It was just like she was questioning why he was doing it. I have to remember. I probably am going to link a video talking about his life, or like his mom talking about what happened, because she really supported him later on, and she's actually like out of her money paying for his album Call Me When You're Sober Part 2 to be released. Like a lot of the stuff that is for it, like the cover art and the music videos and stuff, are out of her pocket. That's what I heard. It might not be true, but that's what I heard. That what was going on with that situation was a lot of it is being paid in full by um, her. And it might not be true, probably, because he had a lot of money, and most of those music videos and stuff were already pre-existed. Like, of course they are, because he is in the videos, but I know the cover art is from her, because she has drawings that he drew before he passed. And he has a lot of stuff still going for him. Tatashion, I'm not I'm not sure. I want to be dead ass honest with you. I don't think he has anything like left because I know he was supposed to, people were talking about how he was releasing another album called Heart Stop or whatever. But I think it was just a joke because he had passed and people were calling it Heart Stop, or like Beatless or something because he had passed and they were just trying to like give people hope that he didn't actually get murdered. But and you got them dance moves. I got it fine. But little Pete, um I wish someone told him to stop doing the drugs. But a lot of people just thought that he had it under control and that um he wasn't going to have anything bad happen to him. How is that leg? But he obviously didn't live. So if you know somebody who is fighting with not doing drugs and who are heavily addicted, you might want to inform them that their addiction shouldn't be existing, or they should seek medical assistance to get it to the point where they aren't reliant on it. Because your brain kind of hot wires, like like does itself when you do drugs. So it'll make you not happy when you don't have the drugs. Like you will actually feel pain, you'll actually feel disgust, and you'll actually be hurting because you're not doing the drugs. And I think that's something that should be talked about more, that addictions shouldn't, like, I'm not saying that you should be reliable for someone else, but if you know someone else is going through that type of problem, you need to give assistance to those people. And one of the reoccurring movie scenes is like where someone will get an argument with the person about being addicted to drugs, and then that person will be like, well, I don't care about you, the drugs are more important to me, or whatever. And the person will get mad because they said that, and then they'll be like, fine, well, I hope you go overdose, or I hope the drugs kill you or something. The next scene, they're at the hospital and the person overdosed. Don't retaliate against someone who's addicted to like drugs or pills and stuff. Like, don't say that, because the moment they realize what they said to you, or the moment they realize they know what they did was wrong, they think they just lost you. And that's when their reasoning kicks back in and like, well, fuck, I just lost everything, and so they're actually gonna go try to kill themselves. And don't do that to people. Like, if they say the drugs are more important to me than you, be okay, well, fine, whatever, and then still tell them that they need help. Like, don't be like, fine, whatever, go fuck yourself, and then walk away and never speak to them. And don't give them the assistance that they need, because that's not how you should be treating those people. If someone actually needs medical assistance, you should, on priority, give them or tell them that they need it, even if they hurt your feelings, because they're probably mad because they don't have the drugs. Like, don't be upset at someone for something like that. I'd be more mad that they're addicted to the drugs than them saying that they don't care about me, because in the end, if you give that person assistance and they get off of it and their life gets better, they will be thankful you helped them more than them hating you because you stopped them. And if they hate you, at least you can say that you helped them from killing themselves. Oh, um, also about the overdosing thing, stuff like that. In the video, I haven't watched it, I don't want to watch it, and please don't link it to me anywhere because I will instantly block you. I just know what happened in the video. In Little Pete's video, whenever because he was talking about doing the drugs on a stream. And then I think he turned it off because of him being on drugs or something or whatever. And his friend started to stream, and his friend was like, "Hey, Little Peep, why you sleep?" Like, he was trying to make a joke, and then Little Peep didn't answer. And then, like, he turned the camera because he was facing, like, his friend's face, and then he turned the camera to face Little Peep, and he was foaming out of the mouth because Little Peep was overdosing and dying. And his friend started freaking out, like, because Little Peep was dying. Like, a rapper who he loved is dead in front of him. If you actually catch someone overdosing, or like have the, like, hopefully you never have to have this, but if you catch someone overdosing, the best way to assist that person is to call 911. Like, if you don't know what to do, call 911 instantly, like, inform them, like, say, my friend is overdosing, I don't know what pills he's on, or I do know, like, Little Peep took Xanax, and he's overdosing. Is there anything indirectly I can do to assist him, or whatever? And they'll be like, okay, I actually did that. Out of the whole fucking place, I hit the only fucking... God damn it. They'll be like, okay, to assist him at the moment, you can, like, elevate his head, like, elevate his legs, put more, like, air to his head, get more blood from his legs to his upper part of his head to, like, cycle his system better, or whatever. Like, I'm just going off of, like, whatever I know. I'm not sure if, I think that's for if they're having a seizure, to be honest with you, or, yeah, probably. 68. Okay, I'm gonna go throw this away. But, for that, you want to assist. His friend probably was on the same drugs, or on different types of drugs. So I can't really say much about him being useful to Little Peep. But you want to get as much help as you can. Like, if your friend's at a neighborhood and he did it, and it's like a neighborhood you can trust, like, or something, or he has neighbors, go ask your neighbors, like his neighbors, for assistance. Go ask like people around, because the more people that are there to help, the better chances he has at living, because there's people there that they might know what to do. They might know um how to help your friend. And then you want to be as like informative to the police as you can. You want to tell them, hey, I don't know what drugs he's on. And then they'll be like, okay, do you see the drugs? And you'd be like, yes, the drugs are pink. Even saying they're pink could save his life, because the faster they know what he's on, the better help he can receive from you saying that. Fucking right. But maybe throw that away. Like, the more help there is for that person who's overdosing, the better chance that they have at living. You know, it's even worse to think about that Little Peep overdosed at the end of one of his shows. Like, he was at I think he was in like one of his vans to like transport him from show to show, and he overdosed in the bus. So the people who just saw him perform were the last people to see him like perform ever, and it was the same day. And I would probably, like, if I ever bend over, funny, I'd be very heartbroken from that the person I just watched, no one else will ever get to see him perform. No one else will ever get to see how much joy he can bring. Of course, there's a huge argument saying, well, he doesn't have to overdose, or he doesn't have to do this or that and stuff like that. But it's like, sometimes blaming the person who's overdosing is the right thing to do. Or like, not the person overdosing, the person who's doing the drugs is the right thing to do. But he had laced pills. He didn't know. It's not his fault that it happened. Well, it is for buying them, but you got lied to, you got cheated. Like, the kid literally got cheated. And now his mom, for the rest of her, I think he was the only son, too. So his mom, for the rest of her life, has nothing. Because her and her husband got divorced. She has nothing now. And she has to think about for the rest of her life that it's probably her fault that he overdosed. That she wasn't supported enough, or she didn't get him off of it, or anything like that. And she doesn't deserve to like think that. I don't know. I'm getting really upset, like, because he's not, because I know of somebody who overdosed, and she didn't make it, of course, because it was really bad. And just stuff like that, like, a lot of people can relate to situations like that. And it probably also goes onto my last speedrun about me talking about um how suicide prevention is important. I think to solve a problem, talking about it is the best solution. To bring it up, even if it's not savory conversation, to even talk about the situation is better than to let the situation get worse. So if you help somebody with understanding that what they're doing is wrong, or not safe, or not pleasant for themselves, um, it might cause them to have a realization what they're doing is wrong. And I hope somebody like Little Peep, like if you know somebody like Little Peep who, you may not know someone who's famous, but who is doing a huge amount of drugs and um, stuff like that, you might want to sit them down and tell them that they have so much left to live for. %70, yeah. Still at 70. But a lot of people just don't know. There are abilities to help people who are overdosing, people who have addiction. I was just about to say, I don't know why he does drugs, but right now he's singing about it. If you're wondering why I'm not doing the upstairs part yet, it's because I think it's easier to do downstairs than the upstairs first. Which I know of a YouTube video that went around of this dude, I don't know his name or anything, so which I will look it up for the description of the video, of him going on how to like drug screen drugs. Um, it is I don't know, I just really got upset. So I'm gonna be quiet for just a couple of minutes. Maybe. But he was going on the video about how to do a drug 70, how to test the most common drugs for in medications stuff. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to get 75% for any percent. So that's why I'm walking back and forth a huge amount. You would think you would be able to get 75% downstairs without going upstairs. Can you actually boost with this? I'm not positive. I like 74 still, okay. I'm gonna try this to see if I can push it to 75 because I really don't want to walk upstairs. Didn't go up the elevator yet. No. That's so heart-wrenching. Ooh, that would have been bad. Okay, any percent is done right now. 107 at 107.17. So I'm gonna go 107.17. And that was 89%. I actually don't know where these little green boxes go. But they say the word crate. Well, it says biohazard material. I didn't mean that. I thought that was a little item. Oh, that water bucket was completely wasted. Fucking again.
Welcome to the home of the free-ass mother.
What is my definition of love? It's about showing up for others. I'm very proud of you. Of love. It has the power to change.
Why
the
did
world.
it go?
And you can have so much fun in the process.
I'm about to sneeze. Ah, my nose is running. Sick. There it goes. Easter egg items are actually trash. You ain't getting nothing that I'm saying. Fuckers. There it goes. Thank you. Don't you think that for the way that I play my shit, you ain't getting nothing that paid. Ah, fuck. Motherfuckers, I can make you. Make it back. Sad. Thank you.
Open the world of music. It's all you. Get that.
I think a good speed run, especially for Viscera, is about 20 minutes below R. 20 to like 10 minutes below par is probably an average good speed run. That's not saying you have to have that, but all in honesty, that's probably as good. I have to do that, and I think it's free. 4, 5, 6, 7, 4, 5. These are 4. I'm pausing to go look. It's not letting me tab out. Awful. Help me get through this. Awful me, only awful thing. I love it when you do that. We get through this without you. All the things. Only like potential. Things with just the two of us. Burn me down. Nothing. That's Bob's note. Notes. Back on. I don't think these are needed.
meeting, then the post-meeting sync. We only have one meeting on Mondays, but we're not going into that without discussing the agenda first. So, there's the pre-meeting to discuss the content.
Sorry, I took a sip. A drink. I actually don't understand how a lot of people can talk for so long without needing to drink something. Like, I paused there because I was thinking about like either hitting escape to take a drink or not. Want you to, but it's all you'll be fine. It's alright, be fine. Hold it. Why didn't they not? Help me find it to pass the time. I wanna die. Thank you. I actually wrote a song on the day that he died. I don't remember which one it is. I just remember someone saying that he did. We'll be fine. Look at the right. I know when the music video for this song came out, he did a live stream of him getting high, and he got a huge amount of people pissed off at him because of it.
From being bombarded by pushy salesmen to negotiating a price and payment, it's easy to see why. In fact, 1 out of every 3 shoppers would rather file their taxes or go to the DMV than deal with a car salesman. This is why we believe in providing an easy, fast, and transparent
I actually, I don't know why so many people hate the DMV. It's like, okay, I get it. It's always busy, blah, blah, blah. But all in honesty, it's like, those people are the most underpaid motherfuckers ever. Guys, they have to
For
deal
placing
with
your trade,
everybody's
apply for
fucking
financing.
bullshit
We will be
24
there to
fucking
guide
7.
you along the way. By providing
Like,
easy-to-use forms
I think
online, you can purchase a vehicle faster than having a pizza delivered.
teachers should be paid a hell of a lot fucking
Once
more.
you are satisfied with your offer,
They
you
deserve
can
that
choose to
shit to
stop
deal
by
with fucking
or have your new vehicle
snot-nosed little
delivered
fucking
to your door.
bitch-ass kids every day.
So the next time you're in the market for a new vehicle, contact us and experience why we are the most reviewed dealer in the nation.
Cause I'd be fucking damned to be told I'm getting paid less than a fucking, basically nearly minimum fucking wage after going to college for fucking 10 years. I'd be so fucking mad. I could go and check what percentage I'm on, but I'm just gonna try to finish cleaning and doing everything before I go. Because I know for a fact that there's still a lot for me to do. I'm not sure if it means crates, meaning these are crates, or the actual, like, biohazard crates. Because I'm hella colorblind, so I can't tell which one it means easily. Because it shows green on the floor, but I don't know what shade of green, whatever. Yep, it got away. Sweet. If you didn't see, there was blood on the bottom part of that. So I was trying to get rid of it. Ah, fuck. I'm probably not gonna click all of those little cards out, to be honest.
Goth boy clip.
I just fucked myself again. I actually just like had fucked myself. Let me see if I can get.
Looking for dining to please everyone? Then IP is your place to be for big anniversary plans, or sports fans, for family feasts, or where friends meet. From amazing Asian to authentic Italian, all you need to cook at your seat. It's all here waiting for you, including dessert.
I'm upset because I can't do 100% now. I even was talking about how I should not throw it away. I don't think I can do anything to fix it. Okay, well, the video is gonna be just like the other one where I can't finish. So, I hope you enjoy.